Hello, it's Teacher Neil again, and today we will be learning about music and how to talk about and express ourselves when talking about music. Now, during your IELTS exam, people may ask you questions such as, do you like music? Do you like singing? Can you play any instruments? And what is your favorite kind of music and or songs? So, today we have some vocabulary that can help you to fully express yourself when you answer these questions. Let's take a look. So, describe the music song you like. Here are some vocabulary, for example, catchy and singable. What that means, catchy and singable, means it is an easy melody, which means it is easy to remember, and also easy to get into your head and stay there, and easy for you to sing again. That is called an earworm. And an earworm means it gets inside of your ear and into your head very, very quickly. So we say, get stuck in your head. That means the song stays in your head for a long time, obviously. So you can say, oh, when I listen to music, I love catchy songs. The other day, I heard an earworm and it got stuck in my head for 3 days. It was so good. Moving on, sing along. Now, sing along means you are singing along to the song, obviously. So, kids' songs are a good example of sing-along songs, but also if you have karaoke or KTV. So that means you sing along to the song, or maybe you're a group of people singing together. And usually it's good for a group and good for entertainment. Next, we have the word taste in music. So the word taste means what you like, the style that you like. So taste, let's just write here, style, or also another word is your preference. That means what you like. So, for example, if people ask you, what kind of music do you like? What style of music do you like? You can say, I have an interesting taste in music. I like all different kinds of genres. I like catchy songs, but I also like very complex songs or classical music. So my taste is a little bit strange. Or we can use this sentence when we say, I don't like her taste in music. She only likes sing-along songs, and I don't really like that kind of music. So I don't like her taste, but his taste, my father's taste in music, I really like. And we have a similar taste, which means you have the same preference. Going on, to be tone deaf. Now, tone deaf means that your ears cannot hear the different tones in music. So that means when you try to sing what someone else is singing, you will not be able to sing the same because you cannot hear the different tones and you cannot hear the different keys. So if someone goes, oh, you might go, ah. So tone deaf means you can't hear tones, which equals you can't sing correctly along. And set my favorite songs as a ringtone. So what that means is very obvious. On your cell phone, when the phone rings, it has a certain ringtone, because remember, the phone is ringing and the tone equals the sound. So a ringtone is the sound of your phone that is ringing. So using this, we could say, Oh, you know what? I love so many kinds of music. I have one song which is my favorite. It is so catchy. It's a great earworm. I love it so much that I used it as my ringtone, so every time or anytime somebody calls me, I can listen to it again. So, in conclusion, when we look at these words and look at these sentences, we can use them when somebody asks us the questions. Do you love singing? Can you sing very well? You can answer and say, well, I love catchy songs. I love to sing along to a lot of songs, but unfortunately, I'm very, very tone deaf, which means that I can't sing really well at all. But I still love the songs. I still love a good earworm that gets stuck in my head. And I love this song so much, I even set it as my ringtone. Now, moving on. Here are some words we can describe music shows and singers. Sometimes in your test, people might ask you, what is your favorite kind of music? Or what kind of singers do you like? Or how often do you like to see music live? So, here are a lot of sentences and words that can help you to describe these questions. First, we have album, record, or vinyl. So if somebody asks you, do you listen to music on your computer or on your phone, or do you have physical music? Physical means we can put it into something. So then you can answer, yes, I own a lot of vinyls, or you can also say, I own a lot of records, or I own a lot of physical albums. Let's just write here, physical, which means you can touch. So, an album, record, or a vinyl is the big, black, old school way of listening to music. It looks like this. But you can also have a CD. A CD which is smaller, and you can say, I like to listen to my music on CDs. I have a lot of CDs at home. Moving on, we have live show, gig, and concert. Now, all three of those words mean the same thing, and that means you go somewhere to see some musicians playing a show. So you can say, if somebody asks you, how often do you see music live? Let me just write here, watch or see music live. You can say, oh, I regularly go to concerts. Oh, last night I went to see an amazing gig by this band from the city. Or you can say, well, this weekend I'm going to see a live show and I hope it will be a great performance. So just remember, all three of these words express seeing music being played live. All right? Moving on, we have a record label. So a record label is a company that pays the musicians money to make their music. So let's just call it a CD or album company that will pay the musician. So if somebody asks you, who's your favorite singer? You can say, oh, I love this guy. I remember watching him before he was signed to a record label. But I will tell you, after he signed to the record label, his music style changed a little bit. It got a lot bigger with a lot more instruments being played. Moving on, a massive hit. Now, a massive hit means that the song is very, very, very successful. So we'll just say it is a successful song. So you can say, hey, what kind of music do you like listening to? Do you have a favorite singer? You can say, oh, I have one favorite singer. His name is the. And last summer, he had a massive hit. And suddenly, he got a lot more fans. Speaking of fans, we can use this to describe it. Have a huge following or fan base. Both of these words and sentences means fans following an artist. So you can say, in addition to the last sentence, wow, my favorite singer, I remember watching him long ago, but in 5 years after he had a massive hit, he signed to a record label and now he has a huge following. He has so many fans. A huge fan base, so the fan base means a group of fans. And we can also use this sentence, head over heels. Now, head over heels means somebody likes you so much. So I'll just write here, head over heels means like so much. So you can say, my favorite singer has got a huge fan base. He has a giant following and many girls are head over heels in love with him and his music. Just remember that when we use head over heels, it is an idiom. Let me write here, idiom, or just an expression. So what that means, for example, we can say, it's raining so heavily, it's raining cats and dogs. Cats and dogs is the same, an idiom or an expression. So head over heels just means like, I like something a crazy amount. So we can say, oh, my sister is head over heels in love with her new boyfriend. Or I can say, wow, that new song, I am head over heels for that new song. It's just an idiom which means I like it a lot. Moving on. We will now look at describing types of music using adjectives. So, if in your examination somebody asks you, what kind of music do you enjoy? You can use all of these terms to help express yourselves within the exam. Let's take a look. First, we have the types of music, and another word for type is genre. Genre of music. So you can say, I love classical music. Classical music, of course, is an older style of music. It's not modern, so we can say not modern. And it is music like Mozart. So, if we look over here at words to describe the types of music, you can say, oh, I love classical music. I love classical music with a fast tempo. Tempo means how fast the beat is, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if your tempo is fast, we can say, oh, I love this song. It is so upbeat. That means it is a fast, quick tempo that makes you move. So upbeat means quick tempo. Looking over here, we have rock music. Rock music is the kind of music that has guitars and drums and bass. So sometimes it is very heavy or loud. And let's take a look over here. Do you like rock music? Someone may ask you. And you can say, oh yes, I love heavy, loud rock music with a fast tempo. Some rock songs are relaxing. But if I want to relax and be peaceful, I will listen to classical music. But for me, when I'm going to the gym, I like some upbeat, piercing rock music. And what piercing means, it means it goes boom, straight through. That means it is very loud and very heavy. So piercing means heavy, and it can be too loud for some people. Too loud it can maybe hurt your ears. Right. Let's look at another genre. Hip-hop. Hip-hop is like rap music. And usually with hip-hop music, the drums are strong, dun 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 dun, and when people sing, they don't sing, so I'll say here, don't sing. They will use spoken words with a rhythm, so it's more spoken. And looking over here, we have the word rhythmic. Rhythmic means we have drums and bass that makes your head move in a rhythm, like dun 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 dun. So rhythmic means drums and bass makes you move. So we can use that with hip hop. You can say, oh, I love hip hop. I love very rhythmic hip hop that can make me move. But sometimes I like some soft, relaxing hip-hop where the words will let me think about my life. If we look at this genre, K-pop, which stands for Korean pop, Korean pop is sometimes very loud, sometimes very upbeat and has a fast tempo, and also sometimes it can be very catchy. As we remember, we use the word earworm. That means it can get stuck in our head. We will remember it a lot. Other words we can use to describe K-pop, I would say, is lively, which means it is very upbeat and makes you feel happy. It's not, oh, sad, like melancholic. Melancholic, which means sad and a little depressive. So let's just write here, sad, depressive. K-pop will not usually be melancholic unless if they are singing about a relationship that has ended. Usually it will be lively and warm. Warm means very happy, of course. Happy and uplifting. Uplifting means that you were sad, but you listened to it and now you feel better about life. So when we say uplifting, we can say makes you feel better or happier. So let's take a look over here. We have the words punk music. Punk music is like a rock music, but it is very fast. It has a fast tempo, and sometimes it can be also melancholic. It can be sad. We can say, oh, you know, I don't like K-pop. For me, K-pop is too warm and lively. I like some fast tempo, melancholic rock music or punk music. Other words we can have is electronic music. Electronic music means it is from a computer or a synthesizer, which is an electric piano. But usually electronic music we make on a computer. So when I say, oh, I love electronic music, we can use words, for example, I like some harmonic electronic music. Harmonic means that there are different harmonies that come together to create a more full and rich, beautiful sound. Or if many people are singing, like 5 people are singing, we say that their voices are harmonic together. So harmonic means many sounds come and work together. And the last genre we have over here is jazz. Now, jazz usually is not very warm or not very catchy often. Sometimes jazz can be very complicated and it's hard to get to a rhythm, but jazz is very different. Some are more rhythmic and some are more upbeat, but some can also be melancholic, and some can also be very piercing. Piercing, of course, means like, it's not easy to listen to. So, in conclusion, let's take a look at how we can bring the two together, the genres and the adjectives to describe them. If somebody asks you, what kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you enjoy? Why do you enjoy this genre of music? You can use all of these words. For example, I love classical music. If I want to relax, it can be very relaxing for me when I am studying or when I want to just relax at home. We can also say, oh, I love some up-tempo rock music, or I love some fast-tempo punk music. For me, it's so lively and it really makes me wake up and be active. We can also look at, I love hip-hop. Hip-hop for me is very rhythmic and I like to go along with the beat when I work out. You can say, I love K-pop. I love lively, warm, uplifting K-pop, which is catchy and can make me move. And remember, the word uplifting means if you are sad, it can make you rise up again and feel happy again. You can also say, I love electronic music. I like lively electronic music, but sometimes when I'm sad, I like to listen to some melancholic electronic music to just relax me. And the last one, jazz, we can say, I love jazz. I like all kinds of jazz. I like upbeat jazz. I like some piercing rhythmic jazz. And sometimes I like some relaxing melancholic jazz on a Sunday night. So, that concludes our lesson on music for today. So, if you are preparing for your IELTS exam and people are going to ask you about music, you can go over these examples to really get familiar with the terms so that you can best your test. Speaking of which, if you'd like to see more videos like these to prepare for your IELTS test, you can go to bestmytest.com, and if you like it, maybe comment or check out some more videos. So, this is Teacher Neil saying thank you